Now, if you're wondering if you're a basic thinker, if you thought that me saying that was somehow hypocritical because my text said that I back Raja, then you are one of the basic thinkers that can't understand how those can both be true in the same universe. I'm not picking a side. If I did, I'm not even saying it would be Raja's. So I'm not saying that this guy Stu deserved what happened to him by saying that I got Raja's back. So when I wrote that on Twitter, X, I hadn't seen all the hate that this kid's got. You know, I hadn't. I'd seen that he was really taking over YouTube. All the videos were talking about it. He had a lot of hate there, but I hadn't seen like all the comments. And I don't think that would have changed, you know, because when I watched everything, and when I say that I have his back, I'm not saying I'm going to stand back to back and fight a crowd of fucking a million people that are trying to lynch him. What I'm saying is I see the pathway that he took that led to what happened. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one that sees what happened, but with basic thinkers, you have to wonder and assume they're probably taking out some facts. First off, and I'm only saying this to open up some minds out there. If Psycho Stu would have hit him with the can in the back, and if he would have, Raja would have punched Stu in the mouth right then, how many people would then say, well, then that's fair, then he deserved it? If anybody said, well, you know what, if he didn't expect it and someone hit him with a can and he punched him in the mouth, I think I would have been all right with that. Let me ask you this. What if that one punch would have knocked dude out? He hit the back of his head. The punch knocked his teeth in and he's laying on his back, unconscious, and he's choking on his blood and teeth from one punch that was delivered immediately after the crack. Does that change anything? I want to present that scenario out there because it seems to be accepted by everyone in the IWC that the hitting with a can, if he truly didn't know anything about it, wasn't a big deal. The wrestling dressing room is not an environment where somebody could go up to somebody that they don't know and hit them in the head with a can without them knowing it, okay? A lot of people that are giving their comments maybe have never been in a fight or they don't understand. And one thing that they bring up is they say that he should have been, any trained martial artist would know to quit hitting somebody once they're unconscious. If you don't watch MMA, when you get on somebody and do what they call ground and pound, the idea is you don't stop until you're pulled off, because you could hit that guy 3 or 4 times. It could cost you the whole fight. It could turn around and you end up on your ass. So the thing is, you keep going even if they're unconscious.
But I watched this thing 20 times before I made this video to you guys. While they were very stiff shots, not what we would call a working shot, it did not appear that Raja had lost his temper. It did not appear that these were being done out of anger, as much as, all right, I'm going to pick you up, I'm going to spin you in a 180, I'm going to bring you down in the middle of the cage, then just like a cage fight, I'm going to land a punch to either side. Whatever's supposed to happen after that. There was a couple of guys there, a referee, another wrestler, perhaps the boys step in. We'll never know. Because at this point, it appears that Raja marked out for his own gimmick and really begins laying some shots in, but those shots are done out of anger. The rest of it, from a physicality and an appearance standpoint, is what you're supposed to do, and sometimes some shots get through.
When he hits him with this beer or soda or whatever it is, I notice Raja does not budge. He doesn't sell it. He doesn't move. In fact, his first instinct is to take a step forward. And you heard someone off in the background saying, yo, watch out. He's not a worker. Raja had no clue what was about to happen. Never, and I repeat, ever grab another grown man, especially if you don't know them. Never grab them up around the neck. That's about the first sign to tell someone, I disrespect you and I can handle you if I need. That's how you grab a child. Can. When you straddle another man and you just rain down blow after blow, when you can obviously see they're out cold, they have no way of defending, protecting themselves, you're borderline flirting with assault and quite possibly criminal charges.
If indeed what I saw was what I saw, which is people before the show, during the daytime, drinking and intoxicated or partially intoxicated, regardless, and you're bust a bottle over a guy's head, and talk trash like that guy was not gonna do nothing, yeah, you're at fault. I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you gotta be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? He's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. It's not a bad look for pro wrestling. It's a bad look for the company that he performed at, and it's a bad look for him, and it's a worse look for the guy that got beat up, because now we know you can't fight. And back in the old days, if you lost a fight, you lost your job. And then the older guys that sit around drinking at the building before the game.
My reaction was just like everybody else's, is kind of shocked at that, but I think that it could have been prevented. I think assholes like people, influencers, YouTubers, or everything else that put too much hype and they try to build some shit up and they put these ideas in kids' heads and they're not fucking saying, hey, reach out and be like, it's okay. They're making it worse by trying to do the same shit by sticking mics in their face and doing this kind of stuff, where as some people know how to handle situations and some people don't. And unfortunately it went a different way, and all you youngsters out there, that's not the right way to do it. That's just not how you do it. If you do have an issue with something like that, go talk to somebody. I know it's kind of seems like the pussy thing to do, but damn, go find a way to vent, because that stuff is just like a boiling pot. It's not gonna go the way you want it to go, and he should have handled it a different way. I hope that him and his family are able to cope and be able to find a solution for everything. And obviously Psycho Stu is a little bit better because everybody's kind of worried, but I was in Thailand the other day and I was around a whole bunch of different types of people, we'll just call it people like that, and then people want to square off and they want to try to take me down. Well, I'm a different person when I go into the street. I'm not the same fucking person. I'm just not that kind of guy that goes and messes with people. I was on my way to go get a Coca-Cola, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, and this dude tried to take me down. I snapped his arm. I think he was supposed to compete that night. I snapped his arm at the elbow, and then I threw him for 5 points in a Uchimata, and I landed on him, and then I went and I hosted the show. Like I said, I'm a different person when I'm not inside the cage or an octagon or in a ring, and people be smart not to fuck with me. I was in Thailand the other day and I was around a whole bunch of different types of people, we'll just call it people like that, and then people want to square off and they want to try to take me down. Well, I'm a different person when I go into the street. I'm not the same fucking person. I'm just not that kind of guy that goes and messes with people. I was on my way to go get a Coca-Cola, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, and this dude tried to take me down.
It's hard for me to talk about it, but I'm just keeping 100. I feel bad about what happened to Psycho Stu. I don't condone what my son did at all. Very, very unfortunate. If I was there, things went down, but you know what I'm saying, I wasn't there. I'm a father, so you know, I gotta have my son's back, but I'm gonna let justice, you know, play out, take its course. Ain't much I can do on that side, but be a father. Y'all know I can't talk about that shit. I can't talk about any details and stuff like that. I can't really go into nothing. I hope y'all can respect that. The shit put me in like a bad mood, you know what I'm saying? I feel bad about Psycho Stu and his family. His family had to see that. I'm not, you know, taking up for my son or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys facts, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing what any father would do, is being a father in hard moments like this. Sometimes you're proud of your kids and sometimes you're not proud of your kids, but at the end of the day, you're still a father. Hopefully one day I can meet Psycho Stu and shake his hand and have a man-to-man with him and stuff like that, but who knows? But that I don't condone Roger's conduct, and let's see what happens from here.